Sorry, I didn't print it out, so all right, good evening, class of 2022. Thank you, Dustin, for the very warm welcome. I was a little bit worried about what you dig up, but I will take all of those accolades there, thank you. It is an honor, truly, to be up here today and seeing you all together literally for the first time in a couple of years. Before we begin, though, I do want to acknowledge that the University of Waterloo is located on the traditional territory of the Adamandaran, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples, and that the land is part of the Haldeman Tract and promised to the Six Nations. I want to honor their sacrifices as we inhabit their sacred land for tonight's celebrations and work towards reconciliation. Now, even though it's not in any pamphlet or many articles by the school as the Optometry Valedictorian, I am honored to represent the VIGs this evening. I would truly rather this opportunity to speak to such an intimate and close environment of people that I genuinely look up to, that I respect, and that I care about the most. So thank you all for being here tonight. This evening we are joined by our friends and family and our future colleagues, and for the first time our esteemed professors are here as well, clinical supervisors, so thank you for coming. Now I know it's set under the guise of the award ceremony, but I feel like I know the real reason why you're here today. And it's just because you just can't bear to leave us that soon, right? Because we're definitely your favorite class. And you know, you don't have to say it, like I've never heard you say it. But I know from my heart that that's why you're here tonight. So thank you for coming. I also want to thank the amazing grad committee for their work tonight. Alicia. She was the brains behind this entire evening, and I really want to thank you for getting us all corralled and helping us throughout the day's event. So thank you so much, Alicia. Now, Alicia very generously offered me about 10 minutes to speak this evening. So I'm already going to preface that by apologizing in advance. I'm known to talk a lot. So before we continue, I will ask that you refrain from typing in your group chats if I go over time. But from the crowd this evening, I don't think we need to worry about that too much. So. Now, it's not that I love to hear myself talk or that I think I have anything especially important to say. Honestly, for the most part, if you know me, you just know that I have absolutely no chill. You know? I almost made a PowerPoint for tonight's speech. I really did, but I did hold myself back a little bit. So I either go 200% or none at all, and there is really no in between. Now you may laugh, but this is what I have to deal with all the time. So just consider that. Now I couldn't really provide a solid, concrete reason why I'm like this, but if I could put my finger on it. It would be those two individuals on table 12. My parents here tonight, Ken and Donna Bob. So if I ever go overboard, you have them to thank. Remember that, okay? But they are the reason why I'm here today and why I have so much to thank for. And I could not have done it without their support and constant push for me to be better. Yeah, I talk a lot, okay. So in true fact, my mom actually is the real reason I'm here tonight. And she's actually the reason why I even went into optometry. She may not remember, but it was the summer of 2016, and my mom and I sat for lunch at her favorite restaurant. And I was fresh from my undergraduate convocation, Bachelor's of Science. And I was super excited to share my future plans and goals. You know, I had everything set up, my 5-year plan, I was ready to go, okay? I said, Mom, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do next, okay? You don't need to worry. I'm gonna apply for opticianry school, okay? I have this great plan. Now my mom just looked at me, she looked in confusion. She just was so confused. Keep in mind, I worked in a private optometry clinic. I had experience in ophthalmology clinics as well. I've been doing it for a while already. And she just asked me, why not optometry? Why don't you try that? And I kid you not, I was just confused. It never occurred to me that this could be an option. Really. It just didn't think that I could do it. Okay? But as mothers do, she was persistent and encouraged me to pursue my goals. And I guess it worked out, you know? So, reminder that mothers are always right, okay? Now, this fear that I had about not being able to do it, that was what was constantly holding me back. The fear of failure almost withheld me from even entering this profession, from meeting an amazing class of colleagues, and withholding my opportunities to grow. And I found that this would just be a recurring theme as I progressed through school, and would be continually difficult to ignore. Now, as we approach first year, and admittedly it's a little difficult to remember since I tend to block my traumas, it was just definitely something else, okay? I've never studied that much in my entire life, okay? I've never been so confused in every single class. Is Dr. Hutchings here? Yeah. Optics, I was not ready. I don't think I'm ready. Well, no, I'll say I am ready now. I did pass my boards. But I was thankful that at least I wasn't the only one, okay? Around me, there were 89 of the brightest and smartest people who were also confused. So neuroanatomy and optics really took out any shred of confidence I had. Great to see you, Dr. Cho. But at that time, I was really questioning my decision, you know? But with some shred of luck, I did make it through final exams, and I was elated. I'd finally made it. One semester complete. It can't get worse. And then second semester hit. And somehow it got worse. I did not think that a single course could put me in a tailspin of such existential dread. And I know he's not here today, but that was color vision. So these photoreceptors, and their mechanics, they were just the bane of my existence, okay? And I just found myself online every day researching, okay? Optician reprograms, 2019, fall start. I was planning for the future, you know? But at that time, I was really back at square one. I thought again, why am I here? How can I do this? What is happening? But yet again, I made it through, okay? And every time this fear of failure inhabited my mind, I was still able to prove myself that I could make it through, time and time again. Now, second year blessed us with around 12 courses, so thank you. 12 courses a semester with labs, so I was busier than ever. I joined a little too many extracurriculars, couple meetings every lunch, guest lectures every other day, and company equipment reps that were just a little bit more difficult to work with than anticipated. I'm still waiting for an order, so there's that. And then we had a global pandemic. Like, that's just laughable at this point. 2020, the year of the optometrist, was when the world fell apart. And that's just a bit melodramatic, if you ask me, okay? But we made it through. Okay, so that third year comes up, and it's a little better, I'm not gonna lie. Third year was fun, okay? We were seeing patients for the first time, so I feel like we were having a bit more fun than them. They're the ones who truly deserve their own celebration for being guinea pigs to our novel skills, honestly. But it was a bit scary, but it was also exciting. You know, we were finally able to show our skills, or honestly lack thereof. But at that time, you know, I could barely refract. I was struggling to get a stable view on BIO, but I still made it through. I still wrote a couple prescriptions. You know, we did that. And then now we're in 4th year, okay? Things are going well. You know, we're seeing patients every day in clinic. Our skills are somehow coming together. These specialty clinics are a challenge, but we're under careful supervision. Like, don't worry, we got it, okay? And nothing is really that entirely out of reach, okay? So I'm getting my groove, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing, but then it happens, okay? We're in PC clinic. My first patient of the day, a 30-year-old emetrope, has never worn glasses. Like dilation, I could see the back of the head. It was great, okay? My next patient, I look at the schedule, 12-year-old female, routine eye exam. We got this. You know, I'm gonna have an early lunch today. We're gonna enjoy, okay? It's gonna be a good day. So I go out, call my patient, don't even look. Have a seat in my chair, please. Make yourself happy, make yourself comfortable. And then I look at her, just, you know, finally. And my heart just skipped a beat. Her eyes were like this. Her head was like this. And I was just out the door. You know, I need a couple of minutes to really regroup and, you know, make a game plan. What is happening again? What am I gonna do? I was drawing a blank. And let's just say it is really good that our supervisors are there with us in these moments, okay? But at this time, this memory, like I look back and I laugh, you know, but I was traumatized. This memory just sticks with me, and it stuck with me for a while. And it was really a time when I just felt so useless. All these skills that I thought I had, you know, these skills that I practiced for so long, all that I worked on, it was all gone in that moment. You know, I just drew a blank. And it really took me days to recover, not gonna lie, not dramatic. Because the self-doubt, it was very strong, okay? In my head, it was always, you're not good enough. What was wrong with you? You can't do this. You won't be able to. You don't know enough. And you'll never know enough. And what I began to realize that in the future, these internal battles that I was facing not only harm my own outlook, but they harm our future patients. This fear of failure and lack of self-confidence is not only detrimental to your clinical success, is not just detrimental to your clinical success. Because you owe it to yourself to admit not only your faults, but also your successes. Like, why is it that these negative memories are always just on constant replay in our minds? It's like, I can never forget the times when I failed, when I was not good enough. And truly, they're just hostile memories for a single audience and a major culprit of self-sabotage. And I know this happens to all of you as well, okay? We are so quick to belittle ourselves and not as quick to forgive ourselves. So for me, the special movie that's always playing in my head, in my failures of clinic, is in my first clinical externship, okay, in Grand Prairie. Now, I was debating if I should put this in here, but I already started, so we're gonna roll with it. I was doing a dilated fundus examination, okay? Very easy, or I was very confident. Lens in hand, BIO on the ready. I'm so ready to scope, you know, look past the aura. Dr. Lebrecht would have been so proud of me. But let's just say the chair wasn't as ready for me. As quickly as I told the patient to look up, I hit the floor so fast that I could see flashes and floaters. Okay? And I was just stunned. I had an out-of-body experience yet again. I'm pretty sure time stopped in that moment, and I broke the multiverse. Like, I just looked at my lifeless body. I was laying there. Idiotic, pathetic, useless. What is wrong with you? And when your 70-year-old patient on oxygen has to help you up, that's really saying something, okay? And this memory, it's just on constant repeat every day. When I have to dilate, I'm like, just don't fall. You know? Just do the bare minimum, don't fall. But why do I hold on to this negative memory? You know, why can't I ever remember the times when I actually could make a difference? Why does my brain automatically just turn all of that off? Like, why don't I remember the patient with advanced AMD who's walking in legally blind, who, when you allow them and give them the opportunity to read, breaks down in your chair because you've just given them their quality of life back? Or why don't I ever remember the young adult male with advanced keratoconus, okay? Walking in with 2400 vision, who can finally have functional vision with scleral lenses? Why does that never occur to me? Why do I forget about our pediatric patients who have never had an eye exam, who are walking in as a high myope and have never been able to see their parents clearly? Or our traumatic brain injury patients who often just want to be heard. See, these are the memories that we should have in our minds about what we can actually do to benefit our patients and what we have done. And if we do a disservice to them if we think that we're anything less than capable. Now, I look around this room and I see a lot of things, okay? Firstly, I see debt. Like mountains of debt. And this is a number I am actively avoiding, which is why I'm going back to school. And I see a fear, I see a fear as well. And the lights are off as well. But I have a fear of firstly repaying my debt, and secondly, the fear of failure. Oh, there we go, thank you. And I feel that this fear is what is holding us back from our full potential as optometrists. The fear of the unknown, the self-doubt, and the idea that you don't belong. And this is just utter nonsense. I mean, it's imposter syndrome, right? This imposter syndrome gives you a feeling of self-doubt that persists despite your education, experience, and accomplishments. Now, the way that we normally cope is to work harder and hold yourself to a higher standard. But this just creates an unhealthy amount of stress and results in burnout. Instead, it'd be better to allow yourself the opportunities to make these mistakes, to face the unknown, and use that to build your own self-worth and to grow. Now, imposter syndrome, ironically enough, does tend to disproportionately affect those that are high achievers. And I honestly need you to look around this room for a second and just realize who these people are. The people here today are some of the brightest, most athletic, funniest, musically talented people I know, okay? We have major athletes who, in my eyes, won all the years of Cornell Cup, okay? We have brilliant actors, comedian, producers, who also won all the years of Skid Night, in my mind. We have the talents of Big G, legitimate recording artists with original high production songs and videos. We have talented musicians, vocalists, chefs, athletes, rock climbers, soccer players, the list goes on and on. And we have Angela. Angela juggles. you can't really top that, you know? And in a room so full of talent, why are we so predisposed to thinking that we can't do it? If we could fill our minds with what we can do and what we have done, and if we can understand that at the end of the day, we will get through, I think that's a better way to start. Doctors of 2022, we are starting our careers at the pinnacle of our profession. It is an exciting time to be an optometrist because we have the opportunity to rewrite the books and make it what we want. And why shouldn't we? Take this fear that you have and use it to better your patients. As this fear does not mean that you can't do it, it is simply an opportunity to do more. Every time you see something unknown or unexpected, use this fear as an opportunity to make yourself a better practitioner. Because your patients deserve it, and you owe it to yourself. You have gone through an unfathomable amount of academic rigor. Thank you again, faculty. Clinical training and real-life experience that the only person in your way is truly yourself. So don't worry if you don't have those answers. There really is no way to have all those answers unless you're Jasper. Use that as an opportunity instead, and use it to your advantage. Use that curiosity to find your own answers, develop your own methodology, and remember that you most definitely can. Because you are the next generation of optometrists, and you really did the damn thing. Now, class of 2022, it feels odd to stand before you all today, as time truly does fly when you have shared trauma. And if the walls of Optom could talk, they would not be shy. But look around and see how far you've come. It should come with immense pride that you have done the work to get this far. And now I would be remiss to not use this opportunity to thank a number of people who have helped us to get to this point. Professors and faculty in attendance, sponsors, could you please stand for us? Legitimately, please. I know who you are. Clinical supervisors, sponsors. I do want to thank you for the dedication that for your dedication these past 4 years. You have truly pushed us to more than we ever wanted. But in the end, I think we can agree that it was for a just cause. And from the bottom of our hearts, we can appreciate your efforts. We hope we can make you proud in the years to come and represent the University of Waterloo as a world-class institution for optometric education. Thank you for your work and all you continue to do. Let's cheers to that. Friends and family in attendance, would you please stand? There's a lot of you, so. And I just want to say, I had this idea before Dr. Hutchings. It was in here.
Plagiarism.
So many of us are here today because of your personal sacrifices to get us this far. Your tenacity and support during this time are severely underappreciated. You stood by us, been our patients, been dilated against your will, have had to sit upon hours and hours of optometric jargon that in itself is its own torture. So tonight, this celebration is as much ours as it is yours, and I want to thank you for being by our sides till the very end. Thank you. Now I do want to be a little selfish and thank those in attendance who continue to be my personal cheerleaders. You have been my classmates, lab partners, roommates, and best friends. You've truly helped me survive these last 4 years, at times literally feeding me and waking me up for class. A personal thank you to those who have been subjected to my unnatural sleep schedule and cooking habits. Special thank you to Ralph, Jasper, and Jess, Eric, Sarah, Carly, and Angela, who had to deal with me the most. And good luck to Cole, who will inhabit this role this upcoming year. To my parents, thank you for your continual support. And to my biggest cheerleader, Daryl, thank you for everything. If I could thank Waterloo for one thing, it would be meeting you and having a future together. And finally, doctors in the class of 2022, would you please rise with me? Tonight is our night to celebrate our achievements, and celebrate we will. But I want you to take a moment and really look around at those beside you, and really capture the time that we are celebrating. We have been on this journey for the better part of 4 years, and it is unfathomable to think that we are nearing the end. But I look around and all I see are just countless memories of the times that we've shared. I see tears of joy, rage, heartbreak. A lot of tears, actually. I see evenings of all-you-can-eat sushi, Korean barbecue, family dinners. I see evenings of movie nights, card games, walks in the park. I see hockey games, soccer, intramural sports, farm adventures, berry picking, wine tastings, travels around the world. I see panic after midterms and exams, confusion in lab. I see plenty of nights in clinic poking, prodding, and blinding each other. I see drunken celebrations of nights that we remember and nights that we don't. I see Halloween and Christmas parties, gift exchanges, engagements, and wedding celebrations. And most importantly, I see family in this room. Oh, I'm pulling a stand. Give me a second. Now, class of 2022, if you ever feel alone in the next years of your career, do not forget about those standing with you. We stand before you as the class of resilience, surviving optometry. Might I remind you, in the midst of a global pandemic. So as we journey off to our own direction, never forget where we started and who was with us till the very end. Tonight is our night to remember, and I am honored to celebrate with the best company that I know. Thank you. And finally,